See the forwards get stuck into each other, and you might well complain about the weather, but this reminds me of nearly every summer holiday I had in Blackpool as a child.
Well, Jamie Ellis gets us underway. The rain is tumbling down, but it will dampen the enthusiasm not at all on the terraces or indeed on the field, as the first drive comes in from John McGrinn of the Bradford Bulls, and he's met by some fierce opposition. As I say, two former Super League clubs, John Wells, two Super League clubs in waiting.
Yeah, and both had wildly contrasting fortunes since they were relegated from Super League. 18 months, 2 years apart. Hull KR, well, they fairly waltzed through the Championship, haven't they? Lost only one game. That sending out a weakened side at Toulouse around the Easter Monday, I think it was. Best defence in the league, best attack comfortably in the league. And yet they're being tested early on. They concede their first penalty.
Yes, they do. And the big incentive, as Maurice Blair looks on somewhat confused why this penalty has been given, but his hands were up around the head. The big incentive for Hull Kingston Rovers is because of the London victory today, they can open up a 6-point gap at the end of this summer bash at the top of the Championship table.
And if Bradford want some incentive or motivation, the underdog has won in the two previous games. So although there's a massive difference between these two teams on the league, and in the league ladder, they've got a chance.
Well, this is the much-travelled Nick Scruton, who's on his back for the Bradford Bulls. That's Sam Hallas from dummy half, and he gets the ball away to Jordan Lilly. It's a solid run in from Roach, Colton Roach, former Leeds Academy youngster, and Bradford starting this match brilliantly, and a lovely kick through. It could be a try.
That's a try
for James Bentley. It could be. It is. Tom Grant gives the try. That will silence one end of the ground, but look what it means to the Bradford Bull fans at the other. A wonderful start for the Bulls. Remember, -2 points, rock bottom of the table against the runaway leaders of the Kingston Press Championship. And what a start in the rain for the Bradford Bulls.
Well, it's a fantastic start for the Bulls. It comes off the back of that penalty. Heavy challenges, strong, powerful forages into the opposition's half.
Oh, it's no try.
Oh, I think that's a try. He's got enough downward pressure from James Bentley.
He's got to keep it in his hands, Priory.
He's got to get downward pressure.
No, he's got to keep it in his hands. It's come out of his hands.
As the kick goes in, it goes along the floor. He puts it down.
Out it comes. I think that's got a huge question mark over it. Where's Stuart Cummings when you want him? He's having a day off.
Not in Blackpool. You're a harsh judge, Eddie.
I think that's a try for what it's worth.
Came out of the hand.
I can see your point. I see it slightly differently, and I suspect the coaching team of Bradford Bulls, they see it the same way as me.
Oscar Thomas to add the extras, and Oscar Thomas does exactly that. Hull Kingston Rovers 0, the Bradford Bulls 6. What a start. Controversy reigns.
The repeat set from the penalty. Left hand there has got downward pressure on the ball. It's the kick that comes in from Chisholm. There's enough there for me. Great start. What an end of the ground to score it as well. Silence the Hull KR fans.
Jordan Lilly with a slip as he regathers his feet and brings the kick-off back towards the Hull Kingston Rovers defenders, and they are swarming all around right now. Hallas with a dab from dummy half again. Must say they look up for this, don't they, the Bradford Bulls?
It's quick, it's pacey, it's assertive. Bradford know what they want to do. They want to get the ball over the other end of the park.
Well, they have been here at the Summer Bash the last couple of years, and they've always produced. They'll bring it back. They'll bring it back for the original knock-on here.
Went the short side, Bradford. Dane Chisholm takes it to the line and catches and collects the hand. Well, the Hull KR defender.
The Bradford Bulls celebrating this week that Dane Chisholm is back in the ranks. He signed for the Bulls. Then when they went into liquidation, He went off elsewhere, and now he's back. They've sorted themselves out with the Sheffield Eagles, and the deal has been done, and Dane Chisholm is back, and he's played an important part already.
He's a playmaker, and they've already had to part company with Leon Price. Sadly, his body letting him down, Leon Price, but Dane Chisholm steps into that gap and will assume that responsibility.
And the man who played for Hull Kingston Rovers in 2015, Dane Chisholm. Here, though, now is Ethan Ryan. 16 tries in 14 appearances last year. He's on 9 for 2017. Jordan Lilly drops the pass off again to this big second row at Colton Roach. Hallis again. Here is Lilly looking for the run as he went in front of Chisholm, but it bounces handily and into the arms of Cameron Smith.
There's a drop ball there.
It's a penalty. It is a steal. And the Hull Kingston Rovers fans are furious.
They're very aggressive at the minute, Hull KR. They're hitting the ball carriers who are taking it to the line. At the same time, they're passing it. Cameron Smith has the ball ripped out of his grasp from Ryan Shaw.
It looked very much like on that head-on shot that he dropped the ball cold. But anyway, Bradford are not complaining. Hull Kingston Rovers fans are. And here is Cameron Smith again, the latest on-loan signing from the Leeds Rhinos. Maurice Blair with the tackle. Hallis from dummy half gets the ball away to Chisholm again, and Chisholm gets away from two would-be tacklers. Fires the pass then to Roach, and Roach gets it away once more to Ethan Ryan, and Hull Kingston Rovers having a devil's own job to keep the rampant Bradford Bulls out early here. They've already conceded one try. Sam Hallis waits again. Kirk was on his left-hand side, decided to take the tackle himself, and indeed gets over the line. So referee Grant will say he's held up, and they will continue the tackle count 10 metres from the line.
He'll go back 10 metres. Sam Hallis unclear and unsure who was having that ball, so he just tucked it under his wing.
Lilly, who has seen plenty of it. This is Cameron Smith. Oscar Thomas has moved up from full-back. He can play anywhere in the back division, actually, Oscar Thomas. He was the dummy half. He got the ball away to Lilly, and then Lilly asked McGrin to take it forward. John McGrin, a Maltese international. Sam Hallis from dummy half. Back it comes again to Lilly. Lilly then to Chisholm. Another lovely little kick from Chisholm. Oh! Well, it was almost Kieran Moss's nightmare then for Hull Kingston Rovers.
Another pressure-building kick. He bobbles and fumbles the ball, and the Bradford kick chase is just good enough. He's looked really sharp in the opening 7 or 8 minutes. Commanding the ball, Dane Chisholm. They set up midfield, right in between the sticks. They had Jordan Lilly on one side, they had Dane Chisholm on the other. And they're creating real doubt in the defensive line of Hull KR.
And there may be poles apart, opposite ends of the championship table, but there's little doubt who started the better team, who started with the most enthusiastic play, who's been given the opportunities. Yes, some kindly, we feel, from the referee, but Dane Chisholm does not need asking twice. It's the second well-weighted kick. Gain them a repeat set, although it's going to have to be from their own 40. Wow, that's some volume.
It was indeed another good run here from Liam Kirk, the league leaders in the championship, Hull Kingston Rovers. The team at the foot of the table. Pre-match, we all thought it might get very, very messy for Bradford, but it started reasonably well, although Ross Peltier here has coughed up the possession, and Hull Kingston Rovers have it back. And I think they've almost got the ball inside Bradford territory in their hands for the first time in the match.
It is the first time. It was a good carry, good catch from Kirk. Peltier loses grip on the ball, and it's Hull KR who look to set up midfield position with options either side.
Being interesting to get a look at Bradford in defence. They look a big set of boys, which is one thing going forward with ball in hand. It's another thing being tested, particularly with options coming at you in defence.
They know how dangerous Ellis is, and they know that they have to stay with the referee, because they've now been caught offside of Bradford in defence inside their own 20-metre zone. So this is a golden opportunity for Sean Lunt and Hull Kingston Rovers.
This is where Sean Lunt will come alive here now. He'll be in charge of the first pass off dummy half. He's the master-in-chief at the minute. Look at him, scanning, scheming.
There is Lunt at dummy half. He gets the pass away. And it's another penalty for Hull Kingston Rovers. Josh Johnson thought he was on. and Rovers will take it way back, right, really deep. And the thing is that Bradford have to stay on their own goal line, or at least level with the referee.
Well, that's the experience of Lund. Look at him talking to his players, telling him where he wants them. Calm down, let's show some composure.
Lunt again gets the ball away to Ellis, and Ellis goes for the gap. But they hold him up, and he's lost the ball, more importantly. He has lost the ball. Bradford survive. It's a knock on, and Bradford get head and feed at this scrum.
Well, the touch judge on this side, I was watching him, he was crouched down, he was watching how that ball came out. Jamie Ellis running against a big man, Peltier. He needed to show his agility. In an attempt to try and get the ball and get the try, there's the touch judge, Gary Mellin, right on the spot.
It was a great first contact by Peltier in defence, wasn't it? Ball and all tackle, wrapped him up and rolled with him, got a bit of assistance from the fullback Oscar Thomas. But that's the first examination, the first real examination of Bradford's try line. Well, there's a tick in a box there, they'll gain some confidence from that.
Look at the size of the two packs when they stood up. Bradford are dwarfing Hull KR.
Chisholm, the man who feeds the scrum, and away from his own line comes Johnny Campbell. They met in round one in February. There were 8,817 fans at Hull KR's ground, and they witnessed a 54-24 victory. Here, with 10 minutes gone, the Bradford Bulls, the overwhelming underdogs, are leading by 6 points to 0. And Ross Peltier making his first start, the Jamaican international. He plays the ball. Chisholm again, he's gone for a 40-20, he's given it too much.
Too much on that ball.
Didn't get close. Bounced on the tarmac and into the stand.
Well, Phil Clark mentioned it, it's shorter than a rugby league pitch. So I suspect when Dane Chisholm has the ball in his hand, he's thinking about going for distance. Has to almost reel it in, otherwise he's going to give 7 tackles away. Hoofs it, tries to judge it, and unfortunately he's about 5 or 6 metres too long.
Well, last night we had high 20s at Headingley for the Leeds-Warrington match. Here tonight we have the coats on against the weather because it's gone decidedly chilly all of a sudden on the north-west coast, and the rain is tumbling down as we watch Josh Johnson take it forward again for Hull Kingston Rovers.
A typical Blackpool summer's day.
Here is Nick Scroope. Once upon a time with the Bradford Bulls, 6 years there, of course. Johnson again, he just lays the pass off. Nice running.
Here's the play, Jordan Abdul.
Lunt to Ellis. Good ball. Chances here for Hefferman. Ellis again will stab the kick in. Oh, he went for it himself and he got tripped. Penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers. They're starting to turn the screw. Hull KR are at the pace of the game now.
Well, they're just clinging here in Bradford Bulls. Jamie Ellis dabs the ball behind the line. He's illegally knocked to the floor. The two bookends get in the way. Jordan Abdul on the left was screaming for the ball. It went right to Ellis.
Problems for Liam Kirk through the academy system at the Bradford Bulls. This 20-year-old prop forward. Got their opening try of this year at Hull Kingston Rovers, did Liam Kirk. As you can see, he's taken a bang on the left eyebrow, so being checked out for possible concussion.
And Eddie, as that's happening, I'm watching Sean Lund. He has not taken a breath as Ben Kavanagh reversing into contact. At some stage of that tackle, there's a crack on his head or his jaw. But I'm watching Sean Lund. He's going to need oxygen shortly. Sean Lund, the amount of talking he is doing.
Never stop chatting. So much experience as well. Vastly experienced, the former Huddersfield hooker, and played for Leeds, of course, on loan as well, didn't he? Hull Kingston Rovers, though, have been on the front foot now for a wee while in this match. Can they get some reward as Ellis bumps into Chisholm, and then he is finished off by Bentley.
That's a great defensive read by Dane Chisholm.
They've loaded down this right-hand side. They have loaded this right-hand side of OKR. Heffernan goes down. Another ex-Penrith man. There's a few of them in this Rovers side. Penrith Panthers of the NRL. Ellis gets it away to Jordan Abdul. Abdul up and over the top. A kick to the corner.
Oh!
But it's beaten everybody, and let's hope they're all okay out there. They are, by the looks of things.
The response from Bradford in defence has been nothing short of extraordinary. The line speed they've been getting. Nearly got caught out on the last play there. The kick across the top.
I think that's what Jordan Abdul spotted when he went crazy a set or two ago. He was screaming for the ball. He didn't get it. It came right with Ellis. I think that's what he saw. The winger a little bit too tight. He's got a good kicking game. He's got probably one of the most powerful kicks I think I've ever seen. But he's also got the delicate little touch.
Well, on the evidence of the opening 13 minutes, these two sides will not go home tonight wondering. They really are taking it to each other. Here's Oscar Thomas again. Solid defence again from Hull KR. Andrew Heffernan in there very quickly with Sean Lunt.
You can see what Bradford are doing here. This is a no-risk set. They'll get back to centre field, look to kick. Very few passes, there's centre field.
McGrin is underneath that, the last tackle, so here comes the kick maybe. No, Lilly is running it. Oh, and he's got it back inside to Thomas, and he spins away from a couple, flicks the pass then into Scruton's arms. Now, who's lost that? It's zero tackle. Bradford have the ball. It wasn't a mistake.
And they get the rewards for some endeavour, don't they, on the last. Jordan Lilly, he felt some pressure on the inside. Took the chance, took the option. Oscar Thomas's ball went to Scruton, but then knocked out and regathered.
I think it's Sam Hallis.
Yeah, man receiving treatment as well for Hull Kingston Rovers.
Sam Hallis who knocks the ball out of Nick Scruton's hands. And he's that type of instinctive player, Jordan Lilly. Plan A was we'll get a kick to the corner and build pressure, make our opposition work hard to get out. Plan B is I'll play what I see.
Liam Kirk taking the ball forward again, the prop forward. None the worse for the experience of a few moments ago. Here's Hallis. He brings Peltier into it again. Maurice Blair had hold of his shorts, pulled him down. The referee says play the ball and make sure it's on the mark. He didn't think he was tackled then. Chisholm, well, he went down a blind alley, did Chisholm, but he still managed to get the ball away to Hallis. Here is Peltier again. Deducted 12 points at the start of the season, Bradford, for the fact that they went into liquidation at the end of last season. They've won 5 matches, they're -2. They're looking to get down to parity here today, but that's a forward pass.
Too slow. He's done some good stuff, Ross Peltier, but he's played the balls are far too slow. And Dane Chisholm is better than that. He's got better skills than that. Reel that pass in.
Second debut for Dane Chisholm. They were so excited with the press releases and in the press this week that he is back at the club. Bradford.
Obviously highly regarded, and he's shown us why. He's been directing Bradford around the field for the opening 15 minutes of this game. Had a hand in the try.
And Bradford breaking too quickly from the scrum, caught offside.
And the reason they were breaking too early, Hull KR and Tim Sheen's side specifically, they are excellent at set-piece plays, scrum plays, tap plays. They really test and challenge you.
They're just that Salford about that. We watched them not too long ago in the Challenge Cup, the game we covered on Sky.
That's one of the things Team Sheen's, his side, spend a lot of time at. Set pieces, set plays.
Sean Lunt is at dummy half, and he gets the ball away to Josh Johnson. 3 spells at Huddersfield for Josh Johnson in his short career. He's only 22. It's now, once again, is Ben Kavanagh. That's Sean Lunt. And Scruton will take it in again against his former club. Had so many good days at Bradford. Lunt again, the dummy half. Ellis looking for the runners. The runners arrive as Cockayne, and Cockayne got it away to Ryan Shaw. And Cockayne at dummy half, and he will always have a dab for the line if he can. Ellis gets the ball out wide, and he finds Heffernan. And Heffernan gets over, has he? Tom Grant wants this looked at by video referee Phil Bentham. They have a try on the field. He just wants to check the grounding. And maybe this is a result of what happened before.
No problem. That's a try.
I think that's okay.
Wonderful switch of play. A determined lunge for the line. Is it a try?
It is. And Heffernan reaches 13 tries for the season. One of 3 ex-Penrith Panthers, as I say, in this squad. He came through the junior system in Australia.
Well, play 5 got them to the corner, was well marshalled by Bradford. Play 6, they took the chance on the last short side. Nice soft hands from Jamie Ellis. What a great line from Andrew Heffernan. Just look at how he hits that, cuts back on the inside of Chisholm's shoulder, and he gets his just reward.
Nothing that James Bentley could do to prevent him getting the touchdown.
I'm not prepared to say that that was an accident either. I think they've worked on that in the week. Ben Cockayne coming across, dropping off James Ellis to find a player on that short side that switched off. Played for and got, I think.
Jamie Ellis has kicked 92 goals so far this season. This for his 93rd and level pegging at Blackpool. And that's exactly what he's done. 6-all, 18 minutes on the watch, and Hull Kingston Rovers are level.
Well, Ben Cockayne's a wily old character, and when he gets out, when he's taking the ball up, when he's scooting away, he's a difficult man to handle. So you see the open side defence, they're alert. The short side or blind side defence, they're not quite up to the task. Ellis, pass, try.
So 6-all, 18.5 minutes gone. And a drive forward from the kickoff by Josh Johnson once again. I tell you what, though, what we've seen in the opening 20 minutes or so here at Blackpool, it beggars belief that this Bradford side have lost 5 in a row following their 12-56 home defeat to London last week. London, as they've proved here today, are not a bad side. But when you look at the stats, they've now conceded 40 tries as a result of that one in their last 4 games and 20 minutes. And 212 points, Bradford, but they've come here with their game faces on.
That's it. It's an important point you make as well, because even without the 12-point deduction, they'd only be sitting 8th in the table. Well, this doesn't look to me like a side that's sitting 8th in the table. This looks like a side with real ambition.
And this is the beauty of the Blackpool Bash, the Summer Bash. Teams come on the stage, they've got a fantastic atmosphere, lots of fans travelled over, and the players are stepping up to the task.
Well, here we are at Blackpool. This is the 5th game of this weekend. We have 3 more coming tomorrow for you live on Sky. We had 6 last week from the Super League, and we've got this for you on Monday. Lee against the leaders Castleford, 3:55, Sky Sports 3, and just after that, just before 7, the Catalan Dragons against Hull FC. Big game for both of those two after yesterday's results.
That's a better kick. That's a better kick. Jordan Lilly. I think some of his teammates maybe weren't expecting that, but he measures that to perfection.
Are you surprised, Barry, that Jordan Lilly is at Bradford and not at the Rhinos?
I've said on more than one occasion that I think Jordan Lilly has a tremendous future at top level. But the reason perhaps he's been allowed to go to Bradford is what we saw when he made that instinctive decision not to kick the ball, to run, to have a crack, to have a play. But certainly those fans of Hull KR and the fans of Bradford are enjoying his contributions today so far.
Yes, he's here at Bradford, or he's at Bradford on dual registration from the Leeds side. One of 5 from Leeds playing for Bradford. Certainly they're doing their neighbours no harm at all, are they, the Rhinos?
No, and we've watched Mikolaj Oledzki as we see the penalty. Hull KR, Ben Cockayne given the penalty 20 metres downfield. We've got Mikolaj Oledzki on the substitutes bench, the number 31 for Bradford. Watch him when he comes on. He's a huge player, man mountain, only still in his teens, and he's stronger than cider, Eddie.
Well, Hull Kingston Rovers, as a result of that penalty, they're inside Bradford territory on tackle number 2. Sean Lunt from dummy half. Lets the ball go to another ex-Leeds man. That's Rob Mulhern. Came at the start of 2016. Nick Scruton takes it forward again for Rovers. Lunt comes down the short side, and that's Joe Cater, and Cater is almost through, and the referee was calling 2 or 3 of the Bradford defenders out because they were not standing square at the play of the ball, and so Rovers have a penalty. The early pressure from Bradford, the last 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, it's all been Hull Kingston Rovers, and here they come with Danny Addy.
That's the point that John was making. Big men often struggle to get back on side, and fast rucks will catch them out.
Rob Mulhern again to the line, and it took 4 and eventually 3 to push Mulhern back the other way. Sean Lunt is waiting, Scruton on his shoulder, gives it instead to Abdul. Abdul finds Ellis. 22 minutes of the match gone, and as we've seen at Rugby League throughout this weekend, the applause rings round Broomfield Road in memory of the 22 souls that lost their lives in the Manchester bomb on Monday. Danny Addy dabs it through, a ricochet, and he's trapped in goal. Goal line dropout coming up.
Good work from Danny Addy, and lovely stuff from the Rugby League family, all getting behind and showing support. Sad circumstances that we have to do something like this, but as we said on more than one occasion, we stand together.
Indeed.
And we don't let them win.
And we will not be beaten. That's the message that goes out loud and clear, we hope. Threat level dropped to severe today in the country, but everyone needs to be on their guard. In Blackpool, though, doing exactly what they have been urged to do by the Metropolitan Police, enjoy their bank holiday weekend and get on with life. And that's exactly what they're doing, and that's exactly what we are doing. And here come Hull Kingston Rovers. That was a big hit on Mulhern, but Ben Cockayne picks it up, and then Cockayne loses it forward, and then there's a knock-on the deck by the big man that Barry was talking about, Oletsky.
Well, he was the man that puts the impact here. 2 former Leeds Academy players, Nikolai and Rob Mulhern, they meet in the middle, and Ben Cockayne loses control. He's a young man, another young man with a big future.
How are you with all this dual registration business in the Championship? Because it isn't Bradford and it isn't Hull Kingston Rovers, and it might not be Dewsbury and it might not be Batley, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of players come down from Super League and help out. Is that A-OK?
There's less than 60 minutes left in this game, and so we're not going to be able to cover all the points I would like to cover on the issue of dual registration. Let's say I have my reservations.
But you're happy enough when we get games like this?
Yeah, game time's game time, isn't it? When you're on the field, regardless of the decisions that are made.
It's very simple for me. I think each club, Super League or Championship, should have an academy and a reserve team.
Well, while they haven't, we have some of the bright young things of Super League. But there is a mistake by Jamie Ellis and a knock-on. That, I think, is the conditions.
It is. A slippy, greasy ball.
This is a mistake, but I'm going to give massive credit to this Bradford football's defence. And in particular, you won't be able to hear him, we can't hear him, but the loudest man down on that field, bar none, will be Oscar Thomas. He has not stopped talking, gesticulating, arranging his forwards, pulling them into position. He's been excellent. He's been excellent in defence. Now, we know him as a fast, elusive, attacking player. Well, he's learning his craft and perfecting his craft at the back there at Bradford. He's done a sterling job so far. This defence has bent, but not broken.
So it's a toss-up between Oscar Thomas and Sean Lunt, who is the noisier and the most outspoken on the field here tonight so far.
Well, I don't know. Lunty is a Cumbrian. They normally have a good start on everybody else.
Here comes the big fellow again, Oletsky. He's 18 years of age.
Correct.
No, he's not. They don't make 18-year-olds that big.
Well, they do. He's Polish-born as well, and he's got a big future in the game. And he's wanting to take this ball up again. There he goes. Nick Scruton meets him. So too does Joe Cater. Oletsky picks himself up, plays the ball. Lilly again. Hammers the ball along the line. Another great kick from Jordan Lilly. He's dictating the play for Bradford.
And that's the management side of his game that he needs to improve and work on. At the minute, he's been nigh on perfect. Gets the ball out of play, slows the game down, gives Bradford chance to get in the scrum, form the defensive line. I think he gets a lot of things right, Jordan Lilly. He's got a strong running game and a good engine, and he is another player that's only going to get better in time. There you go, Sean Lunn at the back of the scrum again, testing and challenging.
And as good as Hull KR, and as many points as Hull KR have scored this season so far, no one can score points from that end of the field. And that's 2 now that Jordan Lilly's finished the set and pinned their opposition this evening in their own 10-15 metre area. You're chewing through the majority of your set here before you can even get a look at the Bradford half.
Nice kick from Jordan Abdul. But will it run? No, it doesn't. It sits down for Oscar Thomas. That was a tremendous kick from Abdul, who of course is on a season-long loan from the other side of Hull. He's Hull FC and Hull born and bred. And
without going too far into it, that's different than the dual reg. He's committed to Hull KR, committed to the club. It's part of his development. He'll only grow as a player. And Sean Lunn.
And he was on Rovers' books, by the way, at the academy level, was Jordan Abdul. So he's come back home, some people will say.
Jordan Abdul. There's too many Jordans.
I agree.
Jordan Abdul's kick was a little bit too strong. The kick chase team from the Rovers was good enough, but they gave a penalty away. They look aggressive in line speed. They're trying to get up quick on the Bulls.
Solid run again, but 3 defenders. And Scott Moore is out on the field now. The much-travelled Scott Moore. St Helens a couple of spells, Castleford, Huddersfield, Widnes, London, Wakefield. In 2013 he was over in Australia with North Queensland Cowboys in the NRL. Lilly gets the ball away. There might be plenty of Jordans on the field. There's only one, Mikolai, and there he is, Oledzki. Plays the ball to Moore. Here is Lilly. High kick, it's a good kick too. Right on the money, and Moss dealt with it, but was in the field of play, is trapped in goal. Goal line dropout and 7 tackles coming for Bradford.
Couldn't hope for any more in terms of the position of that kick. He sat Kieran Moss right underneath it. Had to jump from the field of play, which is why Bradford get the repeat set. Kieran Moss will be wondering, streaking down the field, taking yards out of opposition on a weekly basis. What's happened? Because this side should not be serving up the challenge they're serving up.
28 minutes of the match gone, the final match of the summer bash, the Blackpool Bash, that is now an annual fixture in the Championship. Another big goal line dropout this is, and it's collected by James Davis, 20 metres from his own line, and the big fellow was 24 on Thursday coming. Another man who went to Australia, former Leeds Academy player, James Davis.
Well, suddenly there's a really young, youthful look about this Bradford pack at the minute.
Oscar Thomas got a little ball out the back. They quickly regrouped though, did Abdul and Jake Butler Fleming. Lilly going nowhere further forward with Addy on his back. Moore with a scampering little run, gets the ball away to Oledzki. The 10 metres away of Bradford, last tackle coming up. Jordan Lilly stabs the ball towards the in-goal area. That's very well picked up. Great defensive work on the deck that was, and it was good work from Jordan Abdul.
Had to be brave, didn't he? Had to get down, secure that ball. Danny Addy putting all kinds of pressure on Jordan Lilly. Hull KR in possession for the first time in a while.
Kieran Moss, he's missed the last 8. Signed from Bradford at the start of this year. Big night for him then. Kieran Moss again. Good run, good defence.
Lovely offload.
Lunt, Ellis and Cocaine. Here they come wide with Ryan Shaw. Bradford can't get him down. Now they can.
Ryan Shaw's another ex-Bradford player.
His last tackle, he was caught in possession there, so it's the turnover.
He was looking for somebody to pass to. He didn't really expect to get that ball on the last tackle, and when he did, had the ball out, he was offering it to a teammate.
Elias McCartney, once upon a time with the London Broncos, Tottenham born.
Another powerful charge. Davis. They go back to midfield. Are they looking to get to an edge?
Ethan Ryan was going down the right-hand side, but his progress was swiftly stopped by Abdul and company.
This is a better defensive set from Hull KR. Kept them inside the half. Looked to have regained the composure a little. Lilly, though,
under pressure he was still, but he manages to find touch.
Third time now. He's dictating terms in this game.
And I'm surprised when he's done it, he's turned to his teammates with a disappointed look on his face. See, he does it again. I don't know whether the aim is to keep the ball, let it skirt near the try line, make Ben Kikane collect that ball and work away. To us, who don't know the game plan, it looks like he's controlling it. Obviously, to him and the Bradford Bulls, it's not quite to script.
Last win for Bradford, and it's difficult to appreciate this when you see the way they're playing here tonight. Came a wee while ago now at Odsal, 48-16 against Sheffield, and it was a 4-try performance from James Bentley, who today is operating in the centres, and a young man who has been compared by many to a young Jamie Peacock. Now that is not a bad badge of courage to wear on your chest and have in your CV, is it?
No, Jamie Peacock, obviously former Bradford Bull, Leeds Rhinos player, all heart, involved at Hull KR.
Yes, director of rugby, isn't he?
As a director of rugby, having a huge influence on particularly this squad in Championship.
That's more good contact again, though, from Bradford, this time from Scott Moore. Sean Lunt's beating him off the ground, but they're running out of tackles, Hull KR.
Important grab of the ankle by Aletsky, that was. Lunt goes down. That was Danny Addy. High kick from Addy. Oscar Thomas underneath it, claims it well.
Good take.
They timed the run as well, did Hull KR. Good work from Rob Mulhern.
Yeah, a lot of quality involved in that play, both when the kick went up, when the chase started, and ultimately the catch and collection.
Bradford Bull supporters baying for a penalty from Tom Grant. They are so quick out of the blocks. Talk about quick. Elias McCartney's no slouch, but he doesn't make too many metres forward.
Sam Hallis taking the ball forward.
Here's Lilly again, the kick. Oh, a nice little chip. He was looking for Dane Chisholm. He found the other number 13 instead, and that's Danny Addy. So Hull KR begin this set inside the Bradford half.
With that kick, they put themselves under pressure and more pressure. So it's a short kick when perhaps a long distance kick might have been the better option.
Hands in at the ruck is the referee's version of events here.
Yeah, certainly not the time to try something like that. They'd really struggled to make any kind of meters. They needed more of the same. He'd shown us his intention on 3 occasions, pinning Hull KR at the end of the field. Well, they've just invited them onto themselves now.
6 apiece as we approach half-time. 33.5 minutes. This is Rob Mulhern again, trying to spin his way out of trouble. Scott Moore had hold of his ankles. He was going nowhere. They're 10 metres out, though. This is Lunt, and he finds Ellis. Ellis then gives it to Maurice Blair, Cockayne, and he finds Ryan Shaw.
Defence from Bradford, 4 players, 4 Bradford shirts in the frame.
Cockayne again. Blair and Lunt and Ellis. Short ball. Mulhern puts it down. Lilly. Free play this, up and over the top. Campbell says, well, let's have a race, and then Campbell is taken out and left flat on his face as Cockayne chases the ball down.
Well, Rob Mulhern was in the clear. Look at him, eyes wide open, snatches at the ball, shouts in frustration. Look at him. In open space, and probably a 5 or 6 metre canter in to score the try.
And it's really significant that he's not been able to catch that, because the Bradford defence have been like limpets for the opening 30 minutes of this game. They were prized apart by Jamie Ellis there. Well, it could be a hugely costly miss.
The Bradford player has hit the deck, and I think they're going to give a penalty end of the field where the ball bounced. They are. It Is that the action of a shoulder charge we're going to see here?
Yeah, when Johnny Campbell puts that kick in.
I don't think it's a shoulder charge. I think it's obstruction, don't you?
He's barged out of the way. I'm not saying shoulder charge, or he's barged out of the way. He's denied the chance to regather that ball.
Here he comes, Oletsky. Only 2 appearances for the Leeds Rhinos so far this year. The England Academy International. Scott Moore now. Oh, well played by Chisholm. He finds Smith. And the whole Kingston Rovers defence deal with that threat, but Bradford so close.
He's in everything, Dane Chisholm, isn't it? Heavy involvement.
Davis, the 5 metres out. Scott Moore. Oh, drop goal attempt by Chisholm. They'll take the 1 point.
Well, what an unusual call. 35 minutes on the clock virtually. To get 1 point, it could be massive come the end of the game.
I tell you what, there's 1 point on the scoreboard, but that's a 7-point swing. I take you back to Mulhern's drop, as with the line beckoning, would have been to the left of the uprights and converted. They would have been 12-6 down, Bradford. That's a 7-point swing in 90 seconds.
And it's his first point of the season, obviously, for Dane Chisholm. On this his first appearance since the difference is settled with Sheffield Eagles. Oletsky.
Oh! Ben Kavanagh, born on bone, and met the young stag and just sent him back.
The stand is still shaking.
Teeth chattering.
Here's a big hit. Oh, we've had quite a few this weekend already. That might be in Barry and Terry's list for the website this week. What are we going to call it this week? Barry and Terry's Big Bash Bashes?
Yeah. There's plenty of contenders. There were lots on Thursday, a few on Friday, and already in 3 matches. We could almost make another list of summer bashes.
Lilly with the kick. Is this going to hang in the field of play? What a kick, Cockayne, but what good work from him.
That is outstanding. Ben Cockayne,
both ways,
used all his experience. He had to assess the situation really quickly.
Yeah, the kick from Lilly was inch perfect. Got a little bit of luck with the moisture on the surface. It's held up, but he's given no choice at all. Had to get his head down, put himself in harm's way. That's what fullbacks are paid for.
I think Bradford believed the ball was going over the dead ball line. Addy picks himself up, plays the ball to Lunt. So here come the Rovers down the right-hand side. Nice dab where all the heavy traffic is. Oh, he had to be brave. He had to be so brave then. Ellis is on his back, but Ethan Ryan just snatched that ball out of the air and brought all the danger to an end. There were 4 or 5 blue jerseys there.
Hasn't it been a high standard, the skill level, to say that it teamed down just before kick-off? The ball is greasy. Of course, they've dropped it once or twice. We'll forgive them for that. But any mistakes have been out of good defence, good contact and collision. There again, a good shoulder hit from Sean Lunt.
Well, it's the first mark on a superb half of football by Oscar Thomas. Giving the ball up on the halfway line. Hull KR get another shot. They'll probably get another two looks at this Bradford line. But they've been resilient. They've been more than resilient. They've been smart with it as well.
Oh, that's almost Lunt was through, but he just lost his footing at the vital moment. Maurice Blair at dummy half gets the ball away. And Cater set them forward again. Mulhern hung on to it this time. Lunt and Cater once again. Solid defence from Bradford.
Sam Hallis up quick, shut that play down.
Just let me repeat again. Over 290 points conceded recently by this Bradford side.
Oh, there's a mistake. Dane Chisholm.
Is he the big difference tonight to Bradford, Dane Chisholm? Has he given them confidence?
In attack and defence. In attack, he's taken control of things. In defence, his energy, his enthusiasm, how keen he is to get himself in the right area and make a difference.
212 points conceded in the last 4 games.
And he carries...
Where? How?
And Chisholm carries the baggage of none of that, does he? He comes in fresh, gives them the lift that they need. He was great with ball in hand earlier in the day. He's made a number of good defensive reads on that left-hand side.
I think we've got 4 halves on display today. The youthful Lily, Chisholm, who's everywhere, and you combat that with Abdul, the youth, Jamie Ellis with all that experience at Super League level, top level. That's the battle. It's a battle of brains, this one. There's a fair bit of brawn, as we see on a regular basis when the big men are carrying the ball forward, and we've got some skill and we've got some pace, but it's going to be the brain that wins the day, I think.
And Hull Kingston Rovers racing to form this scrum in the last minute. Another ferocious challenge.
No look pass.
There's 28 points currently between Hull KR at the top with 26 and Bradford Bulls at the bottom with -2. If you were a Martian dropping into the Big Bash for the first time, you would just wonder whether that is right or wrong.
And the Bradford Bulls fans, got plenty of mates who are Bradford Bulls fans. They're desperate for something to shout at. They're desperate for something to get behind. This 40 minutes, virtually 40 minutes, well, that is something to be proud of. Let's hope they can carry on and make it a real contest and maybe even get the win at the end of the game.
Here's a penalty to Hull KR. They'll take the 2. Sean Lunk's pointing at the sticks. They're bound to take the 2. The kicking tee is on its way.
Yeah.
Talk about Martians. My favourite Martian is alongside Brian Carney at half-time to analyse exactly what has gone on, what's gone right and wrong in this first half. You'll recognise him when you see him, and there he is.
They're all booing. I'm sure I just heard the Bradford fans booing. I'm just glad that he's away from me. That cord that's attached to me is stretched to the limit. Carney can have him for a bit.
Okay. I think the boos came from the Hull KR fans because they're taking the 2 on offer.
No.
Or maybe they did see him in the big screen. At least when he comes on the TV, Terry O'Connor's face, he actually keeps the children away from the fireplace, doesn't he?
The old ones are the best.
Absolutely. Nothing new in this script. Nothing new.
Weren't Martians supposed to have superior intelligence?
They have 2 prongs on the head, that's for sure. Here we go, Ellis. As the half-time siren sounds, he kicks the goal and Hull Kingston Rovers take the lead. Jamie Ellis successful with the penalty. Rip-roaring first half at the Blackpool Bash. Enjoyable from start to finish. The Bulls off to a flyer, a try in the 2nd minute from Bentley. Improved by Thomas.
John Wells, and a man who has a taxi waiting for him outside as well, Eddie Hemming.
Thanks, Brian. Yes, Hull Kingston Rovers just shading that first half. They've got fond memories of this place because they won the old Northern Rail Cup here in 2005 against Castleford. But they came back the following year and were the victims of something of an upset when Lee beat them to lift the trophy. But here they are now with designs on a quick return back to the Super League from whence they came last year. They're 4 points clear at the top leading into Blackpool. 13 wins, 1 defeat from 14 so far. 26 points and a points difference before today of 354. 5 wins for Bradford from 14. You know, that's more than Dewsbury, Swinton, Rochdale before today and Oldham. But they've been weighed down by that points deduction. They're at the foot of the table in negative equity, trying to get to 0 and build on that for the season that lies ahead, or the rest of the season that lies ahead. Here's a high kick from Abdul. The ball has bounced kindly for the Bradford Bulls.
And it bounced into Sam Hallis's hands. It's a huge kick from Jordan Abdul. He put it up high, not enough distance on it really. Bradford Bulls, look at the way that it swerves and twists. Such a difficult job for Oscar Thomas to get anywhere near that ball. But weren't they good in the first half, Bradford? As Terry O'Connor said at half-time, Hull KR will have a say in this game. They'll have a period of pressure. They'll have ball, they'll have field position. Are they good enough to capitalise on it? That's the question.
Well, we shall see. It has been a great contest to end the first day. That's Scott Moore. Here is Lilly again with this kick to the in-goal area. It's another one that hangs invitingly. Oh. And the chase was on then.
6 inches in it. Colton Roach thinks he's going to get there. He's pushing players out of the way. A good kick from Jordan Lilly. Haven't they mixed it up well? The responsibility flipping and flopping between Lilly and Chisholm.
This is Kieran Moss. Allison Lilly dealing with the threat. Danny Addy at dummy half. Shaw now. Ryan Shaw. Serious knee injury. Much of last year, only 6 appearances. Lunt drops the pass off. Ben Kavanagh takes it inside the 40-metre mark. Now it's with Ellis. He gets the ball away. Solid tackling by Cameron Smith on Joe Cater. Lunt down the right-hand side. Ellis tried to get the kick away. It's a knock-on, surely, by Ellis. It is. It would have been anyway. Bentley got to it first, so he gets the possession back for Bradford. Here's Dane Chisholm. I wonder if the word from Hull Kingston Rovers coach Tim Sheen is stop Dane Chisholm, and we have a chance in the second half.
You might see a little bit of traffic aiming towards him, make him do too much defending. He's had a hand in everything in that first half. You saw him at the back of the play, the ball, even prepared to pick the ball up and get a scoot.
Alice goes down, tackle number 5. Once we see the end of this set, we'll go down to the half-time, to the sideline rather, for half-time news. Chisholm gets the ball away, the kick comes in, it's a bit of a slap, but Hull Kingston Rovers have got the ball back. Okay, Angela Powers has got all the half-time news for us. What's been said, Ange?
Thanks, Eddie. Well, according to Tim Sheens, it's all about control this half, especially in these conditions. It's been raining, as you know, that slight drizzle, but it's the conditions are very, very slippy, so control. And also do the basics right. They say it every week, don't they? Kick well, chase well, is what Tim Sheens wants from his team. Lee Beattie for Bradford, though, he says he wants the same in this second half. The intensity, they've got to keep that up like they did in the first half. And they've got them rattled, he reckons. They've got them rattled, this Hull KR team. But it's about us, really, he said. It's about Bradford. Stay in this game, and you never know what might happen.
Lee Beattie, Jeff Tuvey, the former Manly great, of course. Jeff Tuvey, his documentation hasn't yet come through. Once it is, he will probably be, well, he will be confirmed as the coach, but at the moment it is in the charge of Lee Beattie. And on the other coaching bench, you saw Tim Sheens, one of the most experienced coaches in the business. 669 matches in the NRL, coach of the year 3 times, and here he is plotting Hull KR's return to Super League.
Well, that is a heck of a shift for anybody involved in rugby league to still keep going, still keep relevant, still keep adding to the various environments and cultures that you're asked to be part of.
This is respect.
And a good rugby man as well.
This is respect from Hull KR. Jamie Ellis will try and take the 2 points on offer, but he's missed with the kick. Would have stretched the lead, but as it is, it remains at just a single point, 8-7. Who would have bet that this would have been the most closely contested match of day one?
It's not been a shock, because you knew that Bradford were going to raise the game for this evening. They had to, to avoid an embarrassment as the big ticket game of the day. But we didn't probably expect this, and you're right, Ed. It was a show of respect from Hull KR. I'm not sure it was the right decision. It was a show of respect to go from 1 point ahead to 3 points ahead. I'm not sure what the advantage of that is, other than perhaps suggesting that they don't feel like they've got many more points in them, which would be worrying if I was a Hull KR fan.
This is Ryan Shaw for Rovers. 14 tries for the season so far. A hat-trick last week against Swinton. Ben Kavanagh began as a Wigan Academy youngster. Widnes, 2008, 8 seasons there. Had a little flirt with life down under as well. Maurice Blair now taking Bentley on, and Chisholm getting to the 5th tackle. So Ellis, a kick to the corner. Well claimed.
He kicks to that corner, he kicks near Dane Chisholm. You see the man at dummy half now, his influence tempered if he's going to be involved. Good shoulder contact. Joe Cater, Hull KR trying to put some pressure on the Bulls now.
They are. Oscar Thomas couldn't get away from Cater. Scott Moore gets the ball in field again, but that's 4 tackles gone. This is a good stint. You felt that, did Ilyas Makani? Good stint in defence by Hull KR, but they've ruined it all. They strayed up in an offside position down the left-hand side.
They needed that, Bradford Bulls. On tackle 4, they'd made 17 metres. They pushed the ball out wide in desperation more than anything. And the referee...
I think it's Jordan Abdul who makes the tackle. I think he was in front of the referee, Tom Grant.
That's a criminal offence for Hull KR.
On the last or near last.
Yeah, they've done so well, been so clean. Oh, big contact, heavy contact in the middle.
An unfair contact in the middle. Another penalty. This time Bradford's way.
Rob Mulhern up quick. Looks like Sergeant Slaughter with that haircut.
Topical reference. Is it Legion of Doom? Is it Sergeant Slaughter, Legion of Doom? Or is it different?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Right, I know what we're talking about here, because Bradford suddenly, as a result of that penalty, are 8 metres away from the Rovers line, and Colton Roach taking it in towards that bank of supporters that they brought with them from Odsal. Scott Moore had done it off, will go himself. Hull KR were alert to that. Hallis now. Hallis fires the pass to Lilly. Lilly gets it to Chisholm. Short ball then from Chisholm. And this is Bentley, scorer of the first try. Oscar Thomas. Peltier. Solid defence.
So powerful.
Scott Moore again looked at the line, thought about it. Gave it instead to Hallis, and Hallis underneath the Rovers' posts. Now, will they give it width here? They've loaded down the right-hand side, but they go left for all of that. A little dab from Dane Chisholm, and to the rescue comes Ryan Shaw for Hull KR. Goal line dropout.
Perfect again from Chisholm. During that set, you see him turn round to his teammates, gesturing to them, calm down, suggesting we want to spend some time over here, the Bradford Bulls fans, at that end of the pitch. Isn't it a great atmosphere? The Bulls and the Rovers, both sets of fans really bought into the Blackpool Summer Bash.
Well, they always do, Bradford, but they have been outnumbered here by Hull Kingston Rovers. But Rovers fans just at the moment at the other end of the field and watching their team defend for their lives and defend this 1-point advantage that they have. Oh, another big hit. Bent him back double, Sam Hallis. Moore again.
Rob Mulhern again.
Hand.
3, 2, come on, wait.
Maurice Blair leading the way in defence. That's the Bradford end, and here is Jordan Lilly. Back he comes to Thomas, quick hands, but very quick in defence to cut out the threat of Ethan Ryan. Moore, Lilly, high kick now then, is this on the money? Not bad, but it's claimed quite easily in goal by Ryan Shaw, was it? Or Heffernan, sorry.
Heffernan, it's a good kick, it's a better chase. Heffernan up to the task. It's a good contest, a good battle.
Cocaine gets it to the right-hand side. Here they go. Here come Hull KR in the shape of Cater. Still going. 19 metres short of the line. Lunt, and a little fumble by Josh Johnson, but he hangs on, retains possession. They're in good field position here. Sean Lunt fires the pass, finds Ellis. Ellis goes wide. Big hit on Heffernan again. Oh, and they get the penalty because they wouldn't let him get up quick enough and play the ball.
Well, the Rovers went from defending their own line. Heffernan catches the ball. They go all the way up the other end of the pitch.
2 points again here is the
How
call.
many times have we seen that now? Sean Lunt is perhaps doing the same job and playing the same role as Dane Chisholm, showing that element of composure. Soon as we get down there, trust me, I know what we're doing. Sean Lunt says we'll take the 2.
Well, they're consistent.
I think he'd look for confirmation as well.
Yeah, they're consistent in the message. They're consistent in the decision making. Just take you back to Jordan Lilley's kick. The difference between a good kick and a bad kick, what, half a metre? The field, 90 metres and a shot at goal. That's how quickly things can swing. How quickly things have swung.
Well, it's a blustery evening. The wind has suddenly picked up in Blackpool tonight. Jamie Ellis this time makes no mistake, and Hull KR extend the lead. It's 10-7. Tight though, tight as a drum.
Yeah, Jamie Ellis missed one, got one. Penalty in the first half as well. It's been an interesting start to this second half. Cagey, I think. Bradford, we've seen the best of them going forward. I think they've been arguably the more creative of the two sides as well. Sure, there's something in the Hull KR locker just yet. It would worry me a little. Again, the decision to go for the two, I don't really know what it does for the scoreline. I know what it would do if I was a Bradford player, and that would be to confirm my thoughts already that we were up in this game, up into our eyeballs, and we were playing well.
Ryan Shaw does well to catch and collect that ball, and I reckon those Bradford players are saying that very same thing. They can't break us down, they can't beat us, that's why they keep going for goal, and the Bulls can't get back on side.
They're conceding penalties, aren't they? They're conceding penalties.
The fatigue factor now from Bradford. We talked about it in the first half. Big men, big powerful men. Agility suffers, engine size suffers.
And it's noticeable as well. Last two sets, Kieran Moss and Ryan Shaw have come in off the wings, coming off the flanks to inject that little bit of pace around the ruck, and it's worked for them.
Jake Butler-Fleming takes it forward for Rovers, plays the ball to Lunt. He finds Johnson.
He's worked hard, Josh Johnson, been busy.
Lunt again. Here is Nick Scruton. He goes down under the challenge. Lunt. Ellis. Wide they go to Maurice Blair. Maurice Blair's in touch. Oh, hang on, he's flicked the ball back, Dane Chisholm, and he rode the tackle, and Dane Chisholm's on his way down the line, and Dane Chisholm is going to score. Dane Chisholm goes all the way for the Bradford Bulls. What a debut for Dane Chisholm here in Blackpool tonight. Drop goal in the first half. The referee hasn't given it yet. The referee hasn't given it yet. He wants to check whether Dane Chisholm had a foot in touch. Dane Chisholm has celebrated. Suddenly, they have a try on the field, but suddenly Dane Chisholm has a doubt in his mind.
Well, he has been all over this pitch. It's wonderful defence from James Bentley.
And that's play on.
You're right, Eddie, that's play on. Maurice Blair pushes the ball back into the field of play.
Because he knew where he was going.
Absolutely. First person to react is Dane Chisholm. Now, on this long-range break that he makes, he does have a defender to deal with. In beating that defender, although they're not bothered, they're going straight for the touch, Jack.
Oh, they were checking whether the ball was out before it was thrown back by Maurice Blair. This is going to be given. The try for Dane Chisholm. That was the only question mark for Phil Bentham to answer. And Dane Chisholm, well, as I say, it was headline news in Bradford that he'd come back from Sheffield Eagles. There'll be more headlines now.
You can see why, can't you? And there was a decision to make. It wasn't just about pure pace, this one, either. There was a decision to make once Chisholm had got into the clear, because he had the defender on him, as you said, Barry. And he had a decision whether to go for the outside or whether to step inside, take a tackle, maybe find a support runner. He had one of the quickest guys on the field, Ilias McCann, in the outside of him. Just there, the little stop and the go. That's the difference between a good player and a very good player.
I was worried that this try would be scratched off because of that tackle. Not when Maurice Blair pushed the ball back into touch. I was confident that was done at the right time. But Bradford Bulls score possibly the try of the match and the try of the day. Is it enough?
Oscar Thomas then with his conversion attempt. How's that for a kick? What a swing. 13-10, it's a three-point Bradford lead now.
Well, this is a belting game. Jamie Ellis goes on the right side. feeds it on. Maurice Blair feels he's going into touch, flings it back, and what about this now? It's all pace. Ruthless reaction from Dane Chisholm.
He knew then. He knew 20 metres out he was home and hosed.
Right in front of his fans as well. The Bradford fans willing him forward.
And he spoke in all his quotes this week about how excited he is to be back at Bradford. They're excited to have him back.
Let's hope he can make a difference to the Bulls. I'd love to see them back in Super League.
I think it might not be next year.
It might not be next year, Eddie, but I'm sure there's lots of fans, Bradford fans and not, that always enjoyed that Odsal experience.
The Odsal evenings were fabulous, weren't they, when Leeds turned up, 20-odd thousand.
Loved it, Eddie. They're always the highlights of my playing career, and when I look back...
That's only because you chinned Stuart Field.
Well, not every time.
Most times.
Not every time.
Kicks
We didn't win every game, but it was always a tremendous atmosphere. Lots of the pre-match entertainment.
Oh, yeah, it was a West End show, and then a game started. It was fabulous. Two sides here with a rich rugby league tradition. Bradford, 6 league titles, 4 in Super League, 5 Challenge Cups, 3 World Club challenges. Hulkingston Rovers, 5 titles. OK, the last back in 1984. 2 Challenge Cups, 24 and 1980. 11th in Super League last year, relegated via the qualifiers, Rovers. Desperate to get back to the big time, and desperate for a win here tonight, which is going to be hard fought for if they're going to take it.
Eddie, they're only half an inch in front of Hull KR here. Hull KR's players, quality of players, will have a say in this game. Sean Lunt, the decisions he'll make, Abdul Ellis, and those edge players as well. Oh, there's a knock-on!
And that's offside. A knock-on by Oscar Thomas. And it was Ethan Ryan who was offside.
Jordan Abdul just dabs the ball behind the line.
He's been absolutely wonderful tonight, Oscar Thomas. That's his first error. What a time to come up with it.
Devil of a ball. He was waiting. You could see what he was doing. He was waiting for the bounce to come. He just sat down, one extra bounce. And you hate those when they're coming towards you because there's so little margin for error.
Winger and fullback both looking at each other, willing the other one to say, I've got it. But eventually, fullback has to take charge.
Well, Bradford have to muscle up in defence now. Here's Josh Johnson again. Will get up to his feet and play the ball to Sean Lunt. Lunt will give it then to Abdul. Short ball then to Scruton. Scruton looking to get rid of it. He does to Blair. And here is Heffernan! Second try for Andrew Heffernan. Try is given without reference upstairs this time. And Hulkingston Rovers wrest the lead back. 14 tries for the season for Andrew Heffernan. He came through the junior system in Australia, and he was identified by Tim Sheens as a man who could get them back to Super League.
Well, brilliant kick from Jordan Abdul. An even better chase. He's on hand there to feed the big front rower Nick Scruton, who finds an offload. That's an outstanding try, an outstanding reaction to a long-range effort from Bradford. And the Robins get themselves back into this thoroughly engaging and enthralling game.
And what a shame for Oscar Thomas that his first real error of the night has resulted in a try on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I think he's played exceptionally well. And it has been a most costly error. And the try scored by Heffernan, it's his second of the evening. But I'm going to give a huge amount of credit here to Nick Scruton. He took the ball under a lot of pressure, coming outside in from Bradford. Had to continue that play, had to find an offload. Enabled Maurice Blair then to find the centre. He was responsible for the continuation of that play.
So the lead has changed hands here for the 3rd time tonight, but it remains at just a 1-point ball game as we approach the final quarter. We never thought we'd be saying that this lead had changed hands 3 times in this match. Bradford turned up, and they were the lambs to the slaughter. Wow, what a performance.
And they've been excellent all evening in defence. It's the first time they've been cut open, and it took something a little out of the ordinary. That's something a little out of the ordinary as well.
What's Terry doing out there? Right. Well, you get it all at the Summer Bash. You get it all at the magic weekend. It's a fun day, both of them, a fun weekend. YMCA were here last week in Newcastle.
Oh, Hull KR after points, 50 metres.
Caton to his feet. Lunt is the dummy half. Ellis. You get the feeling Hull KR suddenly have the bit between the teeth. Oscar Thomas. Oh, he's knocked another one on. He's saying he's been tackled in the air and he might have a case. Well, maybe not. Heffernan was the man underneath him. Devil of a ball.
Now 2 players going for the ball there. Second error in a couple of minutes for Oscar Thomas. He needs to clear his head now. He's got a set of defence to do. He's got some troops to marshal. And for the first time in this game, the Bulls are looking a little uncomfortable. And with that noise going on behind you.
The Rovers in front of their fans have stepped up now. Anything Bradford can do, Hull KR can do better.
This is a massive set of 6 for Bradford. Massive defensively, huge for Hull KR in attack. Now then, what does the next minute or so have in store for us? Lunt. Oh, he's given the ball away. It's that
he's away
Chisholm again. Chisholm has beaten one. He's got Abdul after him. That's a great chase down by Jordan Abdul.
Brilliant from Abdul, and the ball's been lost as well. Oh dear, oh dear. Dane Chisholm clutching that knee, and Jordan Abdul, as soon as he makes that tackle, waves his hands. That doesn't look good. Let's hope that's not the end of his afternoon. But what commitment from Jordan Abdul.
Was that a knock-on? Was that a knock-on by Chisholm? The tackle looked as though it was completed. Well, this is it. I mean, we thought Hull KR would be the team on the front foot, and suddenly it's that man Chisholm again.
It's read and picked off really well by Dane Chisholm. He's seen Ben Cockayne make a late move across the back. As Barry said earlier, Hull KR renowned for these scrum plays, the set plays. I think immediately Chisholm knew there was something wrong. Abdul's trying to relay information.
I don't think Abdul was claiming a knock-on, was he? He was just saying that
he was
Chisholm's
just waving his hand to say, I think he's hurt. His instinct is second to none, Dane Chisholm. He's where the action is.
It is tonight.
Sticks his arm out.
What do you think this is then? A knee problem?
Yeah, sometimes when players go down and there's a kink or a little bend where it shouldn't be, it could be a medial, a cruciate, posterior, anterior. Let's hope it's not that serious, but he stayed down.
It looks like the play will restart with the scrum down, but are we all convinced that Chisholm actually knocks this ball on? I think he held on to it, you know, and
yeah.
I think the tackle was completed, and it was only after the tackle was completed that the ball came away. Look,
it's that step there. It's the last step before he collapses.
Look where the ball is. He's not lost it. He's not lost it. The tackle's now complete.
Yeah, he's on the floor and just.
He's still got the ball in his hand. Now
he drops the ball to grab his knee.
Well, he does, but as I say, the tackle is complete. But anyway, Tom Grant has taken the call from the touch judge, obviously, and it's a big decision for him. So can someone give Stu Cummings a ring and see what he thinks of that?
Well, I think the more important thing is that Dane Chisholm's back on his feet. He's lit up the stage this evening. One of 2 or 3 individuals across both sides who put in a top draw performance. It looks to me like he may be able to carry on. Interestingly, Chris Mellin, former Harlequin, London Bronco, the physio now for the Bradford Bulls, made the assessment there that Chisholm's able to carry on. He's struggling. There's Chris, former teammate of mine. Good fella, went and studied, wanted to stay involved with the game.
Well, he's given the report, but I think Hull KR are a little fortunate to have the possession here.
I'm just watching Dane Chisholm now. He's struggling to get back on side. There he is.
I don't think he'll be on the field for much longer.
No, I think he's on his way off.
I think what they'll have done is they'll have assessed the stability of the knee joint as another potential barrier goes in. They'll assess the stability of the knee joint. Once they've figured that that's stable, they'll give him a chance to run it off, but it doesn't look like that's freeing up much, does it?
Well, Ross Peltier now. It's Peltier who is down. Yeah, I think he missed the heavy tackle, and he's paid the price himself. He's at the flat out in his back behind the play. Bradford are going down like 9 pins as Ellis comes forward.
And I think Joey Keys is on the pitch for Bradford. He's another former London player. Joey Keys, number 7 he'll wear.
Now this is an injury. He's gone through and missed the read on the defender. And has landed awkwardly, and that's some weight to come on down. He's a big boy.
And that's the last tackle, by the way, in the Hull Kingston Rovers set, so it will be the turnover when we resume play. But the referee's got to hang on here because Peltier is in all sorts of trouble. Well, 2 massive injuries for Bradford in the last 30 seconds.
Quick healers, though. He looks like he's going to get back to his feet.
He's going to have a go.
His mouth, it was all right. Unbelievable. Boy, they're athletes first and foremost, but they're tough, aren't they?
Thank goodness it's Bank Holiday Monday. They can have a rest, the Championship clubs, can't they?
Yes. No rest for the Super League clubs.
Unless you're St Helens and Huddersfield.
Yeah.
And that's not gone down too well in some quarters, but it's like when you play golf, you know, you take a drop. If you take a drop and you can't play the ball, you take a drop.
It's a very demanding sport at the best of times, without making it more difficult, making the distance between games a little bit shorter. But we are where we are, and the players and the teams will turn up and give it a good go.
And the point I'm making about playing the ball and taking a drop in golf is if the rules state, or there is a chance that you can manipulate the rules your way, that's exactly what you do. And that's what St Helens and Huddersfield have done, because Huddersfield are off to Wembley in the Premier League playoff on Sunday.
Well, Bradford and Hull KR are trying to manipulate this game in their favour.
That's my word.
I'm borrowing it.
Okay.
Have it back now.
Do you know what it means?
I think so.
Well, that was Jake Butler-Fleming who took that tackle. I think we've lost Dane Chisholm, haven't we, for this match now? But Peltier is still out there. There is Peltier trying to move in on the tackle, but he's running around on one leg.
Yeah, he's limping.
17 minutes to go.
And Hull KR are trying to find him. Jordan Lilly again, Jordan Abdul again just dabs the ball behind. Bradford now just grasping for air.
Good recovery by Johnny Campbell as well. That's another ball that didn't want to sit up.
Let's get down to Angela Powers. You've got all sorts of injury news to catch up on for us.
It's about Dane Chisholm, really. He's still sitting on the bench there, just about to have some treatment. The doctor's going to look at him soon, but they're still hopeful that he can come back on, so keep an eye out for him returning.
I think Ethan Ryan has just come up with a big error for Bradford.
Well,
under
watch
pressure
this
from
challenge.
Cater.
Josh Johnson, when he's been on the pitch, he's been in a couple of short stints. He's put himself about with and without the ball. He dislodges the ball. Ethan Ryan puts Bradford under pressure.
10 metres, lads.
He does. And the last time that Rovers had a scrum, they surrendered the possession to Chisholm, and that's when Chisholm got the injury. So let's see what they can conjure up this time as Abdul feeds this scrum 19 metres away from the Bradford line. Sean Lunt finds Abdul. Well, they come up with another error. Would you believe it? Would you believe it?
Well, that's a straightforward miscommunication there. Ben Cockayne, well, although you always say expect the ball.
He was expecting that.
He knows
he's through the line.
He thinks he's a dummy runner there, but you've got to expect the ball.
He's trying to get through the line just in case there's a break made and he isn't pulled back for being an obstruction. That's what he's trying to do. That's the method behind his madness. But the ball is aimed towards him, and he's in an impossible position to try and catch it with his arms out in front of him.
It's also ended up being a waste of an opportunity of possession and position, and has allowed Bradford some breathing room once again.
Well, they've got a heck of a challenge ahead of them here, because Hull KR are off the line so quickly. Peltier, his knee seems to be A-OK. Scott Moore waits. Back it goes to Lilly. Lilly then gets it wide.
Joey Keys at dummy half now. He's the man that's replaced Dane Chisholm. Big challenge for him now. He's have as big of an influence as Dane Chisholm has.
Moore is there. Lilly again. Shaped to kick, then lost it. And has given it straight back to Hull Kingston Rovers in the shape of Danny Addy right on halfway. That was the 0 tackle, so 6 from here. There's the first. Scruton goes down. Under pressure from Hallis.
Last tackle, the instinct getting the better of Jordan Lilly once again. We mentioned it in the first half. He's mixing up a good kicking game with some poor reads in defence, and he's put his team under some pressure here.
Good ball from Blair to Ben Cockayne. Peltier was quick to react. Joe Cater again. Lunt waits at the play the ball, 15 metres out. Abdul again, a little stab off the knees, and the prop forward, Liam Kirk.
Liam Kirk crawls his way to that ball. He gets his body in the way and on his knees flops down and gets possession. Look at him, falls on top of it. Bradford needs something. They need a spark, because
they need a penalty.
Hull KR are beginning to assert their authority on this game.
Elias McCarney with Blair on his back and Heffernan round his ankles. Oscar Thomas, another big hit. Good defensive set from Hull KR here. The kick has to be good, and it is from Joey Keys. Yes, it is. Just bounced the right side of the whitewash.
A lot better end to a set. Very deliberate. Ball out of play. Give this big Bradford pack. This Bradford pack that's worked so hard this evening. Kept them in the game. Various different stages.
And could be a factor. We've mentioned a few times the size of those players. The Bradford fans are showing their appreciation of the performance so far. But I feel that Hull KR are beginning to show their class. They're beginning to put their head in front, just above the parapet enough to make those big decisions as they break Bradford down.
Good run from the base of the scrum that was. That man Heffernan's had a big game. Oh, that's a good hit.
That's rescued the set. That's killed the momentum gained from that play off the scrum.
Great
really
tackle that was. Great tackle by Bentley. Here is Liam Salter now off the bench for Hull Kingston Rovers. Plays it to Lunt. And Ryan Shaw goes forward. Lunt again. Midway inside the Bradford half of the field. Johnson. Wide they go to Liam Salter. Knows where the try line is. Salter. Good defensive set now coming in from Bradford. Here's the last for Rovers. Running it with Abdul. Nice dab over the top. Oh, has Oscar Thomas come up with another one, or was it the first knock-on? I think it might have been the first knock-on by Rovers here. This is a turnover.
Well, he's got away with one there.
His heart's in his mouth.
It's a cheeky, sneaky kick.
There it is.
Yeah,
from Jordan Abdul, isn't it?
And you wouldn't put that down as a mistake for Oscar Thomas either. The ball trajectory has changed there with the hand from the Hull KR player. But I take you back to that tackle on the halfway line from James Bentley on Jamie Ellis. The first play off the scrum gave Hull KR momentum. Seemingly small things, fairly innocuous things, can have huge impacts, and that really saved Bradford there. Really important tackle.
Cameron Smith trying to get away from his own end of the field. Plays the ball to Scott Moore. Here is Peltier. Look at the challenge that is ahead of him from this on-rushing Rovers defence. They can't get out of their own half just yet. Joey Kays again, though, good on his feet. What a ball to Walensky. What a ball to Bentley.
Oh, it had to go.
Not tackled. Oh, the referee says he was. This is a big call. This is a big call from Tom Grant. Was Oletsky tackled here?
No, Oletsky gets the offload. It's James Bentley.
It is Bentley, yes.
His right arm touches the floor. The tackle is complete. You'll see it here now. Yeah. That tackle is complete. It had to go first time.
I think he passes it because he realised that when he didn't pass on the first occasion, I've got to continue this because I've made the wrong decision there.
Well, that has gifted.
They're not going to get many more chances, Bradford.
They're not, and there's 1 point in it within the last 10 minutes of the match. And they start this set 40 metres away. Can Rovers seal it here? They've just lost a little bit, have Bradford, since Chisholm's gone off the field. Johnson again has to be dealt with by Hallis and by Oledzki. Sean Lunt, 10 metres out, going on his own. Sean Lunt keeping going. That is the Bradford goal line. There they are, they're lined up on it now as Jamie Ellis gets the pass out wide. Here is Jordan Abdul. And Abdul takes yet another tackle from Nikolai Oledzki. Lunt trying to pinch one himself. Last one here for Hull KR.
Centre field options either side. It goes to Abdul.
High and flicked out, I think, by a Bradford hand, was it?
He's waiting for confirmation. The referee. They look very deliberate in what they're doing, the Robins. Abdul kicking the ball to the corner. The winger is isolated. It's a contest in the air.
And Johnny Campbell, I think, has flicked the ball out.
You just feel the Robins, with their class, with their smarts, and with the halves, are just breaking the wall down brick by brick.
And they're getting the head and feed here.
Sam, line. Hold him.
And look where they are, where they get this possession from the scrum. 10 metres out.
I might be wrong here, but I feel points are coming for Hull KR. Bradford have defended stoutly.
Tell you what is coming.
Lads, come on, let's
Umbrellas and Macintoshes, because it is filing down.
Back in the scrum.
Makes it all the more important to get a good grip on the ball. Don't take any chances.
Well, they won't be taking chances. Jake Butler-Fleming has hold of it for Hull KR. Docker Clay is waiting at dummy half. He pops the ball up to Scruton, who was flattened by Moore's slide, really, as much as anything else. Docker Clay, once again, he's injured as Scruton. That's Abdul. Here is Ellis. He's calling for someone to come back on the inside. And Liam Salter loses his feet. They've survived three of Bradford. No progress made by Hull KR yet. Abdul, little drop of the shoulder. Abdul will score for Hull Kingston Rovers. On a season-long loan from the Black and Whites of Hull FC, Jordan Abdul, the only ever present in this Hull Kingston Rovers side this year, has come up with a priceless try that could, in 7 minutes' time, open up a 6-point gap at the top of the Kingston Press Championship.
Well, that's the class of the Robins. Here's the mistake. Johnny Campbell has no option, really. He has to get high and have a go. Unfortunately, he can't get the ball. But they've changed the point of attack all afternoon, Hull KR. Jamie Ellis, Jordan Abdul, both having an equal share of possession. It's made it virtually impossible for Bradford to anticipate where the ball is going to go. Tremendous try from Hull KR. This has been an outstanding game of rugby league to finish day one of the Summer Bash.
It has been a super contest from the start.
In all likelihood, that's going to be the match winner from Jordan Abdul. We'll probably get one more look at this try after the kick, and I'm going to tell you there's so much to like about that. An individual effort, so much in there.
But this is a huge kick now from Jamie Ellis, because at the moment it's 5 points. This will make it 7. And 7 points it is. Bradford have to score twice in the last 7 minutes of the contest.
There's a dummy, there's a step, there's a fend, there's a twist to the line. Brilliant stuff, Jordan Abdul.
Well, we've had a mini debate on dual reg and whether it's right or wrong. Every player that's not with their parent club is on loan today, including the Leeds players. Jordan Abdul is on loan for that reason only, to get time.
Rob Mulhern with a knock-on. Oh. Well, I know what you're saying about dual reg, and I know what you're saying about on loan. For me, it's 6 and 2 threes. In the debate that could move on about whether there should be reserve teams in the Super League, but that's for another day. We have 6 pulsating minutes to come. They have a goal line dropout here, Hull KR, which means that Bradford gets 7 tackles when they get this ball back. And that's not gone as far as they were going in the first half. Lilly's underneath it. Here comes Oledzki again, one of the lads from Leeds on loan.
Well, without Dane Chisholm, you feel the closer to the line that Bradford are, the greater the chances of scoring will become.
Wait.
Moore wants to get on with it. 20 metres out, Jordan Lilly. Ooh, heart was in the mouth then for Colton Roach, but he held on to it.
Hold it.
Moore's waiting again. Peltier. His knee looks like it's A-OK. 10 metres out now.
Where's Lilly?
Referee doing all sorts to try and keep Hull KR on the line. They were all straying forward. Here is Joe Keys again.
Hold it. Hold.
They've reached tackle number 5. They have another penalty to Bradford, because Hull KR would not let them get to their feet to play this ball.
Ben Kavanagh slowing the play of the ball down. Scott Moore waiting for instruction from Jordan Lilly.
Lilly then pops it up to Oledzki again. Are we going to get a try here to set us up for the biggest 5 minutes of the day? Lilly stabs the kick in. Yes, we are! Yes, we are! It's Ethan Ryan! Ethan Ryan, it's not given yet, but surely it will be. It's a massive call, this. They have a try on the field. Phil Bentham has one or two things to look at. Most of all, the grounding, I think.
Well, it was a massive decision to put the kick in. It was the first tackle. Jordan Lilly
well onside.
Has Colton Roach, who's onside,
and so
at the
is this
side
fellow.
of him.
Yeah.
Ethan Ryan is another player further out. That is collected. That is a try. And we're in for one hell of a finish now.
Are we ever? Nothing wrong with this. Close to the post as well. Kick to come. And the green light is pressed. Bradford aren't done yet. Ethan Ryan, 16 tries last year. Ever present. What a moment to come up with your 10th try of the campaign. And Oscar Thomas to hold his nerve. It's a pressure kick. And Oscar Thomas adds the extras. We're back to a one-point ball game. We have 4.5 minutes exactly.
Well, of all the kicking decisions that Jordan Lilly's had to make today, and we pass comment on most of them, that is surely the bravest. There must have been a call between him and Ethan Ryan.
But how important is this moment? Dane Chisholm's drop goal means that it's only 1 point between the two. Any penalty now will be costly in front of the sticks. Wow. We never really, hand on heart, you never expected this.
I didn't expect it, but I hoped it. I hoped that Bradford would step up. I hoped that Hull KR would step up. And every mistake will be scrutinised and could be punished in the final wash-up.
Peltier will take it forward again for Bradford. It's been a great game to end the last match of day one of the summer bash.
Eddie, this game is about field position now. No mistakes near your own line. Boot the ball as far as you can. Chase hard and force mistakes.
Well, Hull KR have got 2 men back. They've got 2 men lying deep. Roach will play the ball. It's last tackle here. So Scott Moore with the kick. I think that might run dead. It might run dead. It does run dead. So that's 7 tackles to come at them from Hull KR. The referee calls time off again because there's another Bradford player injured in back play. And it's Oledzki. They don't want to lose him.
No, he's been fantastic. Always willing to stick his hand up. Looks like a shoulder injury, this one.
And you know, suddenly from Midsummer and a Midsummer Night's Dream at Headingley, we've gone to the depths of winter.
Crazy weather. There's possibly where Mikolaj Oledzki picks up the injury.
So 7 tackles, now 6 tackles for Hull KR to get up the other end. If Bradford hang on and they don't score, the Bulls will get another chance at that Rovers line, but it's a big if. Liam Salter. He must have thought he'd won the match. Over 11,500 people have been to the Summer Bash here today. It is a single-day record, and these two clubs have brought the majority of those supporters, and they have not been disappointed.
Yes, well done to everybody that's turned up today and added to a fantastic atmosphere, especially this last game.
Scruton gets to his feet and plays the ball. Here is Sean Lunt. Have Hull Kingston Rovers got one last little trick in the bag? They'll have to come up with something here because it's the last tackle. And Docker Clay is waiting at dummy half. They come out down this left-hand side. Abdul with the kick. Abdul with the kick. And almost an air shot from Campbell. Drop out from under the sticks coming. That could be the crucial moment.
Again,
lovely kick from Abdul.
Beautiful kick. Is it Kieran Moss that is looking at the ball, thinking it might drop into his hands at any point? But this is perfect game management from Hull KR. They're in front on the scoreboard. They don't need to score again. Oh!
They've gone for a short.
Hasn't gone 10 metres.
Drop out. It hasn't gone 10 metres. It's a penalty underneath the sticks. I could see why he was doing it. It had to be contested.
Now, this is an interesting one here. Would you go for 2
now,
or would you keep possession?
Does that go the 10? Does this go the 10? I know it bounces inside, but look where it ends up.
No, they're not going to go for goal, John. They're going to keep possession, because if they do get the 2, they'll receive the kick near their own line, and then there's always a chance and a possibility of a mistake. They're going to go for the try.
And they almost got the try there. It was Zach Docker Clay, former junior Kiwis captain, playing in the championship in 2017. Here he is again, gets the ball away. Ellis slips under the challenge of his opposite number, Keys.
And I think they'd run this as well rather than kick it.
In no hurry, Oh, it's not the best. And Abdul drills the ball out.
Well, that's the next best option.
Bradford race to the scrum, but they've only got 30 seconds if they get it formed very quickly, which they do.
I thought for a second Docker Clay was going to pick it up, take the tackle, waste a few more seconds.
Now, what do they do here? Is it throw the dice?
They've got to play a little bit of potato offload rugby league.
Or do they hoof
possibly kick it?
I was going to say, do they hoof it and chase it? Mind you, there's no Chisholm, is there? There's no speedster.
Kieran Moss is aware of that. He's just behind the defensive line for Hull KR. They've got a long way to go, Bradford, if they want to score.
They've got Johnny Campbell who can fly a bit.
They've got Ellis McCartney who can run. They've got Oscar Thomas who can shift.
There's nobody falling back. There is no. There's a kick. There's the kick, but it's, I think, a lot of work to do for the chasers. Here they come. Ben Cockayne, all the experience in the world, and will take his time getting to his feet. 10 seconds remaining. Just a 1-point victory for Hull KR. They have won it now. What a game. What a game to bring down the curtain on day one. Kieran Moss was in no hurry to get to his feet. They'll go home happy tonight. Bradford, well, a brave, brave effort. And unbelievably, they stay on -2 points at the bottom of the table.
The fans, the coaches and the players will say, if we play like that every week, we'll give everybody a good game and we'll win more than we'll lose. There was plenty of effort from both sides, but ultimately it was the side that thought better, handled those pressure moments better than their opposition. Talked about the battle of the halfbacks. Chisholm was outstanding for the Bulls when he was on. Lilly had some good flashes, but the halfbacks that dominated this game were the ones on the victorious side. Abdul and Ellis were better than their opponents. Key times they stepped